Hello, my name is Christopher62, and today I've got Biju1111 with me. We are called the Welsh and the Crisp, starting our podcast series. This is our pilot episode. We're just going to talk about Xbox gaming news and all sorts of topics. Isn't that right?
Well, yeah. To say we've been talking about it for ages now, and whenever we're in party chat, playing games, playing Xbox, doing what we love most, we've always covered plenty of topics regarding anything really, from programs to films to gaming, Xbox community, and anything in general. We've even thrown in a bit of Sony news as well. Well, that'll come up definitely with Sony selling Sony Online Entertainment. Bloody hell. But yeah, what are we opening up with, Chris? What have we got?
Well, first up, I want to talk about a popular game for Xbox, well, actually, first of all, I want to talk about our gaming experiences. I'll go first. I've been gaming since the original Xbox, and it was a really insight to me because I used to play a lot of the original Xbox, and one of my favorite games was a game that you may not have heard of. But it's called Destroy All Humans, where you played as an alien, and it was set in the 1950s, and you basically just were killing people with like plasma rays, and it was absolutely brilliant. And you could fly in the UFO as well, and that was amazing. And also Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for the original Xbox was really good. And after that, I got the Xbox 360, and I was amazed how the graphics had just improved and the quality of our games. And one of my favorite games on Xbox 360 are the Halo games because they really used up the graphics processor. It was absolutely amazing and one of the highlights of the gaming generation.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Halo, because I was actually just thinking when you said that. Like with the Xbox 360, it was so advanced in its later years. In the end, what Halo 4, what 343 did with Halo 4 was outstanding, in my opinion. I thought they really pushed the boundaries of that game. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And as for my first gaming experience, again, Halo. I remember the original Xbox. I had Jaeger. I don't know if you ever heard of that. I never actually got past the first mission. I couldn't do it. It was too hard. But yeah, Jaeger, Project Gotham Racing, and Halo Combat Evolved original, man. Now that for me, Halo set the tone for first-person shooters. It was unbelievable. It was absolutely revolutionary, way ahead of its time. I couldn't actually believe how good it was. I remember to this day. I mean, when I played Halo recently, like on MCC, and I played Combat Evolved, which was out 12 years ago, if you can even believe it. I still just can't. Yeah. That's what we like to see. Ching ching, brother. But no, it's absolutely incredible, man. I just look back and I think, wow, and how it's grown from then to now. Like the Xbox One playing Halo 4, and oh man, out of this world. And then as for 360, same sort of deal. I had a game. You've probably played this, being a COD fan. Call of Duty 3. Did you ever play that?
Yes, I did. I did play that. It was amazing.
Oh, mate, like that for me was before, because it was before Halo 3 came out. That was my first proper Xbox Live experience because I'd never played
shooter.
Yeah. Well, my first ever first-person shooter online because I'd never played Xbox Live until then. My mate Z Blue Dragon Z, he had Xbox Live. He was like the first out of our friends, and I remember playing that game just like, oh my god, the graphics. I mean, you had friends of mine who had like PS2 and stuff like that, and they were just like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" Because the 360 was just a new thing, and it was pretty fantastic. And what they'd done from the start of the 360's life cycle to the end, like with Halo 4 and just Gears of War 3, just unbelievable. I can't actually wait to see what the Xbox One has to offer for us, to be honest.
I know, and that is the reason I got an Xbox, because I am loyal to the brand. And not only that, but when I saw the trailer of the Xbox, and when I saw, I haven't actually got the game, but when I saw Forza 5 Motorsport, my jaw literally dropped because it was absolutely amazing. I've never seen that level of graphics before. And one of the highlights on the Xbox launch games was Rise, Son of Rome, and I had the privilege to play that game. And it really combined movie-style graphics to the gameplay. And to be just me going from the 360 to Rise, Son of Rome on the Xbox One was an experience I will never forget.
Yes, I completely agree. Can I just say though, before I continue on what we're talking about, I don't think people. I got the three feathers on because I am the Welsh. And you got the gentleman over there in his tie. He's the Crisp. But yeah, no, keeping it. Not Rise, Son of Rome, man. I mean, totally. I mean, that was one of its launch titles as well, 900p. And still to this day, no doubt the best game out there at the moment on new generation. Pucker. And it just, see, that for me is why I chose Xbox. Because, well, I didn't choose Xbox for this reason, but now I'm still with Xbox. It's safe to say that my reason for why I stick with Xbox is because it's just constantly growing. I mean, God, do I even have to bring up the Windows 10 conference? I mean, that in itself is proof. Like the growth, it's kind of upsetting, really. I mean, I feel sorry for any Sony person at the moment because on one hand, you've got Microsoft who's growing and growing and growing. Like, look at HoloLens, Windows 10, DirectX 12, all this new stuff coming our way. And then Sony have just sold one of their biggest MMO game branches, and it's like
exactly.
It's a bit of a kick in the teeth, isn't it? It's like all this positivity coming our way, and then, well, it's quite sad actually. I do feel for him. I'm not a biased guy, but I suppose in a sense it's kind of a rub in the face for all those fanboys who've slated Xbox One for all this time, without being too petty. But yeah, what do you think then about this Sony Online Entertainment being sold? I couldn't believe it.
Before we go on to that, I just want to say congratulations to this one viewer watching the live stream. Thanks so much for joining in. I don't know who that is. I have the chat open. If you could use the chat, and we'll know who that is. Thanks so much for joining the stream.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Sorry, but with what was I going to say? With Sony Online Entertainment, I mean, I've said for so long. I mean, I've even said it to Sony fans, and they won't hear it. They got their blinkers on. But it's like I've been saying for so long how their money, how Sony are really looking at a financial. Like for so long, I've been saying that they're going to go bust. I mean, I even did a video about it, calculated like on paper that they would be bankrupt within the next 6 years if they weren't careful. And I said, like, they have to do something quite drastic, otherwise it is inevitable. And the fact that they sold Sony Online Entertainment, where does it end? I mean, like, I wouldn't even be surprised at this point if they sold like Sony Entertainment, like the movies company and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because they own Spider-Man, and when it's money, sell it, get the money in.
Yeah, I was just going to add to that. The sales of Sony apparently being 18 million, which seems a really heck of a lot, in my opinion, a bit too much. And I'm thinking that they may have lied for their financial results.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's kind of a hard one to admit, isn't it?
Oh, congratulations to the second viewer.
Oh, we got two. Oh my God, we're famous. We're famous.
Well, that could just be me and you, guys.
Yeah, not true. We're viewing each other.
Yes. This Sony Online Entertainment. When I read the news, I was even shocked. If they got to sell more divisions to really make up that money, they're bankrupt. So they can make up that money.
Yeah, no, totally, mate, totally. Because end of the day, for the last 3 years, they've been in the red. But they have lost in the basically with every fiscal year begins in March and ends in March. and 2012 they lost 1.25 million. 2000 bit or was it a bit? I'm not sure. And then 2013 they lost 5 point something billion, and then 2014 we'll find out that March this year it's been projected that they've lost like 2.17 or something like that. That's a lot of money. That's around nine. That's around nine. You know, that's a lot, and they're only worth like 17 billion. So it's like when it all adds up, they're losing more and more money each year, and I can't honestly. I can't see Sony being around in the next 6 years. I just can't see it. The way it's going, I can't see it. I honestly think if they were clever, if Sony were clever, they'd sell PS4 to like Samsung or
sell it to Xbox.
Well, yeah, I'll sell it to Xbox, but I can't see that happening. But the thing is, though, I really don't want to see Sony go bust. I don't, because
competition is healthy, isn't it?
Exactly. No, exactly, because the Xbox would, like, say, take the 360 for example, in its life cycle. It was outdated. Its hardware was like old. The PS3 came through, and it was, you know, it was throwing stuff in the works like Blu-ray and the HDMI cable. Like that wasn't even like the 360 didn't even have a HDMI cable, and the 360 went from being this pretty outdated bit of machinery, even as great as it was, to what it is now. Like because of the PS3, you can't deny it. The PS3 gave Microsoft that boost for me. I think. Anyway.
So competitive is really what the gaming market needs. Without competitors, it's practically boring. We need this console war to keep us all going. Phil Spencer loves the console war, you can tell.
Well, it seems they both do. I mean, like, it was only like last year at E3. You know, the developer, not the developers, like the presidents and stuff at PS, Sony, they were giving digs at Microsoft. They were very clear in what they were saying. Like, oh, we don't force you to buy our camera and stuff like that. It's like, you know, yeah, very petty, but it's true. I mean, it's healthy, it's banter, and frankly, I want that to keep going, because, like, I'm not sure if I agree with the whole console. Like, I would like it if everyone sort of got along a bit better, but, you know, you can't stop how people feel. But I do want Sony to stick around. I wouldn't want them to go. I just think, personally, if they don't do something drastic, like they have done with SOE, if they don't do more, but yeah, like they sold that. That's step one. They got to do more.
I just want to say thanks for the third viewer. Please feel free to use the chat there, and with the hashtag console banter.
Bantor. Oh, gotta wet my whistle. I don't know if there's kids watching though. I probably shouldn't be drinking.
I've got to put an 18+ on it.
Have you? Oh, that's alright then.
Right, so you want to talk about our next topic?
Yeah. I think we've exhausted SOE. There's only so much you can really say about it. I mean, it's definitely hard-hitting news, that's for sure. I mean, for any Sony fan, I don't care what they say. You know, I even had someone comment on one of my videos just yesterday, saying, like, it's not really that big a blow to the chest, and it's like, how is that not a blow to the chest? Like, that's like you making yourself a nice massive cheese and ham baguette sandwich, and someone's taken half of it off you and ran up the street eating it. You know, it's like, it's a blow to the chest, however way you want to look at it, man. It's like Sony have just sold like one of their branches, which were responsible for some of their biggest exclusive titles. Like, that is a big thing. That is not something they go lightly. That's like Microsoft giving away 343 Industries and Black Tusk, and we lose Gears of War and Halo to multi-platform. It's the same thing.
I just want to add on that. One of the developers tweeted out that he can't wait to make Xbox games, which just shows you they probably have been forced at the Sony company to make games specifically for PlayStation, and were basically forced to do stuff that they didn't really want to do.
Mate, totally, I have no doubt. Of course, don't get me wrong, that is business at the end of the day. I mean, the developers at Sony want to make as much profit as possible. They're going to force their games as exclusives if possible. That's the nature of things. But these developers who worked under Sony in Sony Online Entertainment, now working as an independent company, can't remember what it's called now, but still, I bet they can't wait to play.
Called Daybreak Limited Company.
Yeah, that's it, Daybreak Game Company. And they'll, yeah, well, I bet they can't wait to spread their wings now, because end of the day, it's more money, isn't it? They're a company, they want to make more money, they're going to do it. I bet they're buzzing, that's for sure.
Absolutely inevitable. It was inevitable they were going to do it. We knew they were going to do it. It was just a matter of time. We were counting down the days until they were doing it. You know? So.
Yeah, totally.
Right, so I want to talk about the next topic, and that is Call of Duty, a first-person shooter that has basically stormed the entire Xbox 360 and Xbox One, and it is one of the longest-running first-person shooters ever, and it is one of the most popular first-person shooters. Everyone loves Call of Duty. They buy it every year. But the question is, are we sick of Call of Duty games?
I was just going to interrupt you because you stated that everyone loves Call of Duty, and you're not wrong. I believe like the majority of people do. But I, for one, honest to God now, think they need to put Call of Duty to bed. They really do.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, honestly, they need to. It's getting beyond. It's becoming a joke now. I mean, it's like FIFA. I know I'm going to receive some hate saying this, but like, why would you want to invest £40 to £50 every year? Well, it's not even every year. It's like every 9-10 months.
I know.
It's like, why? Why? If I made a game tomorrow, I'd want to invest all my time, all my efforts into this game to see how over the course of like 1, 2, 3, possibly even 4 years, how popular it had gotten. Call of Duty, since Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare, it's just been a money thing today. There's no quality. There's no
grabbing in the money there. Grabbing in.
Yeah, just reeling out the games just to get profit. I personally, I think the quality left Call of Duty, in my personal opinion, after Black Ops 1. I didn't really like Call of Duty anymore. And I was even touching cloth with Black Ops 1. I wasn't too sure. There was a few times I was just like, oh, this is it.
Yeah, I can actually totally agree with that. See, I'm a massive Call of Duty fan, having to get the game every single year. But I did prefer it when it was like a 2-year cycle or a 3-year cycle in between them, because it shows the care. When it went from Call of Duty World at War, or no, Call of Duty 3 to Modern Warfare, that was a big leap. And it showed people liked Modern Warfare. The care and attention to that game was what people wanted. And then they just milked it. They started milking the franchise, just getting the money they can.
Oh, totally. Yeah, well, the thing is, they took a whole new take on Call of Duty. It was like Call of Duty. They'd done multiple games previous to Call of Duty 4, but they were all World War II games, at least to my knowledge. And then they released Modern Warfare, and it was like, wow, this is a whole new polished game, and it was really, really good. I mean, I fell in love with that game. It's possibly one of my most talking again about memories on the 360. Like, I had such memories on that game. But then again, like anything, gaming media falls into place. Like, when are they making the next Call of Duty? All that sort of stuff. Like speculation, hype, the hype train. They did. They milked it. They milked it dry. And what they done, which was the worst thing, Call of Duty Modern Warfare original was so simple. Like, less is more. You had your gun, you had a grenade, you had 3 perks, and that was it. And if you killed 3 people in a row without dying, you had a UV. If you killed 5 people without dying, you had What was the fifth one? The one if you kill 5 people without dying on Call of Duty 4.
I don't know, bloodshed or something. I have no clue.
I know, but I know that 7 was like a helicopter, but that was it. And then they made Modern Warfare 2, which I was excited for, and there was like about 30 kill streaks, like possible kill streaks. It was like they just ruined it for me. They just took the fun out of it. It wasn't any good after that. See, this is my point, man. Call of Duty need to look at that game and think, right, what did we do? What did we do right for that? Because I haven't felt compelled to buy a Call of Duty game since, like I said, like since Black Ops 1, possibly 2. I mean, I think I was bought Call of Duty Black Ops 2, played it twice, just the same rubbish, really. Like for me.
Right, so I want to talk about on the Call of Duty. I got a Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and to me that game did actually try and change it up by adding the exos abilities and suits. It was a nice addition. So,
well, that might be true. To be fair, I haven't actually played Advanced Warfare, so I can't make any kind of I can't give any opinions. I can't make any kind of assumption of that game. But like from what I've seen, like gameplay videos on YouTube and the trailer, it's just what we've already got. I mean, like, look at Halo 5 coming out, Titanfall, and then you've got Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. 3 games like that practically are doing the same thing. Destiny Online is another one. You've got your jetpacks, your double jumps, you're running around. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing Destiny to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
I've got Destiny as well. I could talk about that one.
Go on. I'll let you talk for a change. I've been overtaking you. I've been chatting too much, probably.
Yeah, I got the Destiny the game, and I was very much enjoying the universe and all of that. And it was advertised a lot for PlayStation. And my mate said, "What? It comes out on Xbox as well?" And he was actually shocked it came out on other platforms apart from PlayStation because it was so advertised on PlayStation. But I got the game, and it was good. I was having very much enjoyed with it. And then until I reached the max level. I think it was about 28 light or something. I reached the max level, and then I played the multiplayer, and it was just a repeat after repeat. In fact, I started looking up how to make money fast and how to obtain these guns, and it was just a waste of time. They had a good universe going with it, and so much potential, but it didn't really work with a constant online mode and all of that. And I may be wrong, but I really did not like that game.
Well, you can't be wrong. It's your opinion. But I mean, I've heard multiple people say the same thing. I never actually got my hands on Destiny neither. Only played the beta. I didn't really get along with it. I don't know if it was the Bungie fan of me sort of getting a bit upset. There we are. But I don't know. I heard. I don't know how true this is, but I did hear that with Destiny, you needed like for certain missions, you couldn't actually get past them unless you had people helping you.
Exactly. It was just insane. They were ridiculously hard for too little. You would spend. I remember just sitting down and spending about 3 hours doing the same thing over and over again for something so small and something so worthless. It was no point, because a month later it came in like one of those mail sent things, and it was like the gun was free to everyone, and so all those people who spent hours upon hours obtaining this gun was basically useless.
I can see it's really upset you. Was the gun good?
It was absolutely hopeless. It was the worst time I've ever spent. I could run all day on this.
Well, go for it, man. That's what this is for. Oh, man. I mean, like, I never felt by Destiny. I never really struck me. I mean, a lot of people like it, but it just never really gripped me. I wasn't interested. I wasn't interested at all, actually. It just looked like it'd been done before. And I think, frankly, I kind of held a bit of a grudge against Bungie for, like, jumping ship. Because it's fair to say, you know, they put their heart and soul into the Halo trilogy, and then and they, you know, they obviously stopped doing Halo, and then they jumped on this Destiny for that. And then all this promotion for PlayStation. I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong to promote for a console, but, like, for a company to spend 12 years, well, not 12 years, but yeah, 7
That's why
years.
they're bankrupt. They spent way too much on advertising. That's why they're bankrupt.
You hit the nail on the head there. I was just going to say that. The amount of money they pushed into advertising. Like, when do you honestly see an advert for Microsoft's products? Well, not products, but like Xbox. I mean, I might see one trailer for the Xbox, like.
Yeah, I think you can agree with me, but we both live in the UK, and I don't know if it's different for in America, but there seems to be more trailers for PlayStation in the UK than there is for Xbox.
Oh, definitely. Like, every bloody hell, if I'm tuning into Grey's Anatomy or Neighbours, you know, every 2 minutes. Neighbours. Honestly, every bloody trailer, every advert, it's like, there's always something with PlayStation cropping up, and I see it a lot, and I rarely see Xbox. And maybe that's a good, I don't know, maybe that's a bad thing on Microsoft's part. Maybe they ought to, like, advertise more. But definitely on PlayStation's front, I think they're relying a bit too much on advertising. Because even with 18.5 million units sold, it doesn't seem to be making much difference to their sales anyway. So I don't see the point.
No.
They might as well save face and stop advertising and try and save their money.
Yeah. So yeah, on Destiny, don't get me started about those loot caves. I spent hours.
Chris,
Yeah.
I'm going to get you started on those loot caves.
Yeah.
I'll talk about the loot caves. I want to know. I haven't played this game. I need to know how crap it is.
The loot caves were absolutely insanely annoying. Insanely annoying. It was insane. I was just spent there shooting all the time for just ammo. I don't even know what he's doing, but yeah, it was insane. And it really started to annoy me, and it was just repetitive, and a lot of game developers actually are making fun of the loot cave. There was an Easter egg in there was an Easter egg in Dying Light, which was a Destiny Easter egg. They're making fun of the loot cave. It was just an angry place for gamers to go. Like, what is the point?
So what was it exactly? Because, like, talk me through it, because I honestly never, like, I didn't actually do it.
So basically, the loot cave is a cave where all the monsters don't even know their names. Where they kept spawning, and you just kept shooting them to get these loot drops, which were like armor and your guns. But you constantly did that for hours. There was no point playing the game. You could just sit in this loot cave for about a couple of hours and get everything you could have got in the game.
Really? Is it? Honestly?
Yeah.
That's daft, isn't it? That's stupid. No, that's stupid. I mean, like, I never felt compelled to buy that game anyway, but if it's that bloody easy, just go in a cave, say hello to the troll, and just throw some grenades and get all the armor you can possibly want. That's a bit crap, isn't it?
Yeah, and I just want to say, I'm just criticizing the game on that moment, but the multiplayer in Destiny was very good. Because you would like it, Bidru, because it's because of the Halo, the Bungie working on Halo. It really had a Halo feel to it, but it was very different with the aim down sights.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Well, then again, Halo 5 ended up doing aim down sights. A lot of mixed opinions on aim down sights. I couldn't believe it, actually. Just because it was a Halo game, I just don't understand why there was so much, like, criticism for, like, the Spartan abilities and the aim down sights. It's like, it's progression at the end of the day. Like, so many games do it. Why poke the finger? I never understood it. But as for Destiny, watching gameplay videos, like, the shotgun looked very similar to the Halo shotgun. It looked like it felt the same, you know.
And it also, Destiny was very gorgeous. I think it was 1080p on both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and it was an absolutely gorgeous game. It was very good looking with the graphics. And, yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
Do you know
And I
what?
like
I'm
the
glad you
universe as
actually
well.
brought graphics. What was that? Sorry. What was that?
I,
Sorry.
yeah, I liked the graphics and the universe. The whole lore of Destiny was very good, and I would like to see a second game, but I would want it to be improved on all those areas that I touched upon.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, from what I saw, it didn't impress me enough to make a purchase. But then obviously that's me. I can't speak for everyone. But you touched on a point there where you said about the Xbox One and PS4 both being 1080p, blah blah blah.
Oh
And
yeah, we're talking about the P's.
I was just gonna say then, like, I know it's not for everybody, but I just wanted to get off my chest. I've said it in a few of my videos, and I've said it in a few comment sections. But I honestly cannot. I get so frustrated with this 1080p argument all the
Oh,
time. Honestly, it's draining me. It really is. I mean, what's that? Sorry, go on.
I mean, the first 3 months we were just introduced to. I mean, it didn't really care, did it? Rise, Son of Rome, one of the best looking games on Xbox One, was 900p.
And
That's
30.
180p less than the 180p. Yeah, so
No, honestly, it's right though. I mean, end of the day, like, graphics is a game of chess, man. It's like these developers are given all the tools, whatever tools, and they maximize what they can do with those tools. And Rise Son of Rome was released, and it is to date, without a shadow of a doubt, like on next-gen consoles, the nicest looking game. And that just proves the whole point against it, because people are always slating Xbox because it releases games at 900p. And it's like 900p and 1080p you cannot physically distinguish to the naked eye. It's impossible. Like, I know on paper it's technically inferior to 1080p. No one's denying that.
yeah.
But,
I mean,
but
I'm not going to enjoy a game because it's got less P's. You know, it's not as if I'm gonna. No, I'm not gonna buy that game. Oh, what did you say? It's got 1p less. No, stuff it. I'm getting. You know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely.
No, exactly. And then that brings me to my other point regarding graphics, the whole parity thing. Like with Assassin's Creed Unity, like the arguments, the endless debates, people protesting that they're not going to buy Assassin's Creed Unity because it wasn't 1080p. It's like, what has the gaming industry? No, sorry, what has the gaming community when it comes to like all this 1080p malarkey? You didn't care about any of that back when like Super Nintendo was rocking the bloody rocking the bar. You know, you bloody just played the games for the fun of it. Like, people are too much into the numbers now. It's really getting on my nerves. It really is.
Yeah, and now we're seeing less and less of those remarks about 1080p. In the early days, IGN, GameSpot, and it was all over about P. We want 1080p or nothing. Well, you're having nothing. So.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, there's a YouTube channel I follow called what's it? Inside Gaming. And they're constantly slating Xbox One. I mean, like every video I've ever watched, it put me off watching their videos in the end. I mean, I probably haven't watched one for a couple of months. But any positive to come from Xbox, they just twist it into something bad. And it usually boils down to like the 1080p, 900p argument. And it's really quite annoying. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't. And like you've said, a lot less people each day are like making comments about this regarding it because of DirectX 12, I believe. Because DirectX 12 is definitely going to close those gaps. I have no doubt. And I think PS fanboys know it as well. That's why they're not saying so much about it.
Yeah, I've just watched the stream on my tablet. Yeah. Kenny's watching, so thanks very much, Kenny.
Yes, Kenny. Yes. Well, what else have we got? Let's just take a break to see. Well, we got 3 viewers. I've seen it go up to 4 like a couple of times.
Yeah,
What's the stream?
I've seen it went up to 5.
Did you?
Yeah, that's when we touched on the Sony fanboy stuff.
I know. That's the thing, though. I don't want to come across as a biased guy. I mean, I'm a huge Xbox fan, but like, I don't care if they're watching this right now. But the Sony fanboys who are very vocal and very opinionated and very in your face about like, praise PlayStation, gun down Xbox One. It's just like. It's like, honestly, it's like kamikaze. They're like a cult. They're like terrorists, man. I literally, if you don't follow me, I'm gonna slit your throat, kind of thing. It's literally what they're. It's either the PlayStation or nothing. That's all they care about. They're weird.
Exactly.
They're speaking for all PlayStation owners, but those of you that are the fanboys, very vocal, very out there, like opinionated, you're ruining it for the rest of your community because you're a bunch of. If only I could swear. Go on. Sorry, Chris.
So now, I forgot was no. Now Xbox gamers don't really care. We really don't care. We just care about the games and the good games, and you're the ones that are basically just letting it down for yourselves. Basically, if you just can't have anything to do apart from slating the other Xbox gamers, rather than focus on your own community.
No, exactly. And I did a video recently. It was more of a rant, more of a verbal attack on any Sony fan, really. But and PC fan, I'm not picking on Sony. PC elites, they're just as bloody bad. But no, I just can't stand it. It's like at least from what I've seen, like us as Xbox community, we do tend to try and stick to our console of choice and our communities, and we're quite close and compact. But I just find PlayStation and PC elites, they just they spend so much time moaning about other consoles or whatever, or other games. And it's like, you've got all this time on your hands and you're spending it moaning about other things. Like, why aren't you playing on your PlayStation or playing on your PC? Doesn't that in itself, at least for me personally, doesn't that in itself prove that they're just not happy with their purchase? They can't be. You wouldn't spend that much of your spare time griping, basically jealousy.
I just want to add on that. I just want to say the purchase of Xbox to me was the best thing I've ever done. I've enjoyed various games. I've got a list of all the games I've very much enjoyed, and it really the games are absolutely amazing, and getting an Xbox One made me join this Xbox community, and the Xbox community is very much enjoyable, and it's really fun, and we wouldn't be doing this if I never purchased an Xbox.
Well, exactly. I would have never met you. I mean, Xbox community, with the YouTube channel as well. I've met the gentleman himself. Crispy Crisp 62, the man himself. There he is. Yeah, pull the tag. No, but seriously, man, it's I just find it's a very open book. Everyone's so welcoming. It's almost like a giant family. Everyone's just looking for equality and a happy community in gaming. For me personally, from what I've seen, PlayStation and PC elites are not interested in that. Again, like I said, it is almost as if they're a cult. They don't care about anything else. They just want world domination.
Yeah, their chant is 1080p, 60 frames, 1080p, 60 frames. That's all they care about.
I know. Honestly, it's like they bloody they cry themselves to sleep almost if they're missing a P or a frame. But then again, speaking of frames, I mean, Xbox One has been proven on more than one occasion that its frame rates are far superior to PS4's. Therefore, the games are smoother. Again, Rise is just a perfect example. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Assassin's Creed Unity, all of these games have been on a few different sites and a YouTube channel. I think it's called Digital Foundry. I don't know. I think it is. But frame rates are far better locked at 60 on the Xbox One because they're not so hell bent on 1080
fidelity. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not so hell-bent on locking it at 1080p, so they make the little cutbacks now and again, so it fluctuates, but they lock at 60 frames, where it's very visible. I mean, like I said, you can't distinguish between 900p and 1080p by the naked eye, but you can definitely see if frames are dropping,
Yeah,
and a lot of
definitely
places
can.
people are complaining about their frame rates, definitely.
And on that subject, I want to talk about DirectX 12 and how that's going to render the graphics in real time. That's very good there. How, because apparently that's going to improve the frame rate even more, as we saw that demo with Phil Spencer at the Microsoft conference, where we saw those frames side by side, and the one had really good frame rate, and the other one was a bit poor.
Oh, very poor. I mean, it was simulating DirectX 11 next to DirectX 12. So
Yeah.
basically, the Xbox One at the moment is running DirectX 11 as well as Windows 8, and it basically shown like Windows 10, DirectX 12, and what it will do for like the gameplay and frame rates, like you just said. And where DirectX 11 actually stopped its simulation, it crashed out because it couldn't handle what was progressing further. But then you had DirectX X12, which is continuously producing these frames, these
Yeah.
pictures, and it really did quite show off how much of an impact this DirectX 12 is going to do. Because like I was saying in my previous video about will DirectX 12 make a huge difference to Xbox One? I think like we are literally about here. There's your full potential. I think we're about here at the moment. And I do think DirectX 12 is going to unlock the full potential. We're going to see 60 frames locked every game, no doubt. And I honestly, God, believe, not that I'm bothered, but I think that we'll see 1080p a lot more as
Yeah.
well. Because
Yeah, and I want to talk about a game that may be using the DirectX 12. That we saw a demonstration of Fable, but a game I want to know that may push the boundaries of DirectX 12 is Crackdown, and a lot of people like Crackdown. But I myself have not actually played Crackdown, but seeing that trailer at E3, the explosions and the buildings falling down, apparently with the power of the cloud and DirectX 12, apparently that game is going to push the boundaries.
yeah, no, I read that.
Had you heard of that?
Go on.
Had you heard of that game?
Yeah, oh yeah, I was just going to say I'm quite surprised you haven't played Crackdown 1. That is a phenomenal game, like really good. Honestly, I never played Crackdown 2, and I don't think it had very good reviews neither. But Crackdown 3 is going to be a spectacular title for the Xbox One. I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, a Forza 6 is another one. I have absolutely no doubt that that's is utilizing DirectX 12. I mean, did you see the trailer? It was like
Yeah.
it was like 55 seconds of pure chocolate. It was like it was so tasty, man. It was
Yeah.
it was really good. I couldn't quite believe how good it looked. I was questioning like what was real and what wasn't because it
I
was
know.
just so. It looked that real, man. I mean, it really did.
And there's a video going around that shows in a sort of the French house, like I think it was an IKEA house, and it was just like a camera moving across the entire house, and it looked real, but it turned out it was using some kind of Unity engine or something with DirectX together, and it looked amazing.
Yeah, mate, I was actually going to touch on that. I'm glad you mentioned it. Unity, the engine, I think I'm not sure if they're associated with Epic Games and Unreal Engine, but Unity, they're the ones responsible for like thousands of developers utilizing DirectX 12. So basically, you're talking thousands now, and from low end to high end developers, as Phil
Yeah.
Spencer said on the stage at the conference. You're looking at a lot of games in the future utilizing DirectX 12. Not just a couple, but a lot. Like Halo 5, most likely. Forza 6, most likely. Crackdown 3, we know, is going to. Fable Legends, most definitely. Gears of War 4, when they start releasing information on that, they'd be stupid not to. Like DirectX 12 is quite literally for any games developer who wants to use it, is going to really maximize their games and what quality is going to be coming. Honestly, I'm really excited to see what DirectX 12 and Windows 10 has in store for the Xbox One. I'm really, really excited about it.
Yeah, it really will push all boundaries. We're going to see some better looking games and some better running games as well with the smooth frame rate that is. Oh yeah, so the next topic I'll talk about because we had in the Microsoft conference we had the Windows 10 preview with the Xbox app and the Xbox One, so cross-platform play with PC and Xbox. What do you think?
I'm really excited about that, to be honest. I mean, like whenever like a game comes out and they say Xbox exclusive and then it goes to PC, that much has never bothered me. It bothers some, but never bothered me. But now that they're like cross, like they're basically linking up Xbox One and PC with this Xbox app. I'm missing this new look on Xbox Live with like more and more people. Like, think about how many opportunities that'll open up. Like being able to like play with someone who's on their PC. Like to grow, Xbox Live will get even bigger. You'll have more and more accounts. I just think it's quite cool, personally. I think it's a good idea.
And as I said in my video, they're not going to treat the gaming consoles as two separate identities, but rather than just one gaming that runs Windows 10 as general. Windows are actually getting back to that Windows gaming is what they should have done back in 2004 and original Xbox launch.
No, they're going to be doing. I think they're going to do a great job, to be honest. Well, because the fact that they are trying to cross-platform all of their Windows, devices is it's going to be fantastic. Like even being able to stream from your Xbox One onto all these different devices, that's going to be cool as well. But no, I totally, like you said, I do embrace PC and Xbox One sort of collaborating as one sort of unit because. Well, again, it's progression. People are going to be playing more and more people on Xbox Live.
Yeah, more people are going to join on Xbox Live because a lot of people are PC players and they do not want an Xbox One.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. Because not that I absolutely understand it completely, but you've got Steam, haven't you? Which is like that's gaming in itself. And the Xbox One app will be a separate thing altogether. So you can gain. So, will they have to subscribe? Do you think to Xbox app?
See, I'm not sure. I really want a free service because PC players don't have to pay. They get it really cheap. They get their games cheap. So it'll be unfair for them.
Yeah, no, you're right. To be fair, you are right. I mean, like, not that I knew that already, but if they're not used to paying so much already, I think it would be kind of a cheek to just force it down their neck. Like, here's this new Xbox app, but yeah, you've got to pay an arm and a leg. Sorry.
Because they don't have to pay to play online. That's it. Tongue twister there.
Yeah, no, you're right. Do you game on PC?
No, never did, never done.
Me neither. I've always been console. That's what frustrates. I don't like it when PC gamers look down on console gamers. It really doesn't like it.
I just want to stop you there. My battery is extremely low, about 9%. So we'll carry on until the battery runs.
What's this on now?
My laptop battery.
Can't you plug it in and charge it?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Check some messages. Anyone watching this, tune into Bdrew1111, gamertag Bdrew93. Find me on Xbox Live. Kind of like an advert while he gets his charger. can't believe you haven't got your laptop in, Melon. We don't have any elevator music, I'm afraid.
Save the day.
It's on charge now, is it?
Yep.
That's all right. I didn't want to alarm you, but while you were like doing press-ups on the floor, whatever it is you were doing, there was an angry monkey poking his head out of your closet.
What?
Mate, check your closet, man. I'm not lying. Check your closet. I'm telling you.
Fair enough.
Fine, don't check your closet. What are we talking about?
I don't. I think we're gonna have to round it up.
What's happened?
Yeah, and talk it into a podcast episode 2.
Okay, well, shall we end on one more topic if we have any?
Yeah,
Have we got more?
yeah, we'll end on one more. I think I'll talk about, because we've been talking about the Microsoft event and we're talking about all things Microsoft. I think we'll end on Microsoft's new HoloLens.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fantastic. I got so many things to say about HoloLens. One being, you've got to laugh really, because for the last year, as well as 1080p, that's all you hear from Sony fanboys. Also, to top it off, they were quick to judge about like VRs, like virtual reality goggles, like that. What's theirs? Project Morpheus or something like that. And the amount of times I'd go into comment sections on videos and they'd be attacking some poor bastard about like the fact that Microsoft and Xbox don't even have VR, because they were very quiet about it, that's for sure. And then all of a sudden, pow! 7 years in the making, underground, in top secret, was HoloLens, which doesn't just give you a virtual reality, potentially most amazing gaming experience when they start utilizing it for gaming, but you're talking like the future. That's all I'm saying. You take it away. You take it away from there, because I mean, HoloLens.
Future.
It's the future, man.
I think you're breaking up.
Hello?
I can't see your image. Right, I can see you now. Yeah, so the HoloLens is the future. It's bringing Star Trek into reality. It was absolutely amazing.
Mate, honestly, it is the future. I don't even see Apple, who are ahead of Microsoft in terms of marketing and companies and business. I don't even see them producing this kind of technology. HoloLens is quite simply something out of a science fiction movie. I mean, I saw a demo where a guy was sitting on the sofa and he was granted.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
Yeah, granted, this was a demo, not like officially like. Although from what they shown on the
that was brilliant what they've shown.
I know the woman making that spaceship thing, incredible. But like the demo, I mean, from seeing that, I'm quite, I believe pretty much everything that this demo trailer showed. But you had a guy like watching telly and adjusting the size of the telly on the wall. You had someone designing a motorbike. You had someone like wherever they go in the house. There's a calendar. There's browser. There's weather. There's the Netflix applications and stuff.
And the final thing I want to talk about is the gaming with the HoloLens. Minecraft was shown. I think it was Minecraft 2 on the HoloLens, and that absolutely looked amazing and really good to get children into HoloLens as well. And I think Microsoft wants to get this product out for consumers and not for really business. So I'm thinking the price is about, what do you think, £600, £500?
I think they'd be shooting themselves in the foot if they made it any more than that, to be honest. Because I mean, £500, £600 is quite affordable in a sense. Because like the Xbox One shipped at £500 in Britain, and I think HoloLens, as futuristic as it is, and they could probably go batting around asking for multiple, like hundreds and hundreds of pounds. But yeah, I agree. I think they should try and give it away for around £500-600, purely because they don't want to shoot themselves in the foot. End of the day, you want to get as many people getting their hands on this as possible. And with more people buying it, inevitably, eventually, you'll be making more money from it. So if they make it affordable, you're looking at a bigger profit. And it's a brilliant piece of kit. I mean, they should. I can't wait to see what they do, because, like you said, what they showed so far basically just showed off what they could do with it in terms of general domestic use and business. Nothing to do with games. I know they've shown Minecraft, but I'd like to see like them utilizing it for games like Halo. Like that would be incredible. If you had it on and you basically were first person in Master Chief's like helmet or something, that would be incredible. Yeah. Like for me, that'd be awesome.
Right, I'm gonna have to end it there, but we'll be back for podcast episode 2. Thank you very much for joining. Biju there, say goodbye.
Right, cheers, guys. Please tune in for the future. We'll be definitely doing an episode 2, maybe next week. It will be a continuous thing. But thank you for tuning in for the pilot. Whoever watched it, thank you so much. And that's Biju1111, Gamertag Biju93, and Crispy Crisp 62. Thank you very much. You tuned into the first episode of the Welsh Crisp. Thank you. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks so much. Goodbye. It's the Welsh Crisp. Thanks so much. Crispy Crisp 62 and Biju1111 signing out.